with us as we go storming into spring. The Weather Channel. No place on earth has better weather. WeatherScope continues right after this local forecast on the Weather Channel.
Welcome back to WeatherScope. We'll have your extended forecast in just a minute.
Back coming up right now, we'll take a look at the torch relay and give you the forecast for today. And the torch relay will cover 15,000 miles in 84 days and arrive in Atlanta on July the 19th. The flame traveled 218 miles yesterday from Cheyenne, Wyoming to Colorado Springs, Colorado. The day started out cool. The temperature is around 40, but it got warmer farther south the torch traveled. Colorado Springs was quite warm with highs in the 80s. In Denver, the torchbearer ran to the top of the Capitol, which is exactly 1 mile above sea level. As the flame traveled through Colorado Springs, U.S. Academy Air Force jets flew overhead. Well, as we take a look at the satellite photo for today, well, you can see that the moisture continues to flow up and over the big ridge here in the western United States here. So we are looking at a mainly dry day today as the torch will be making its move out of eastern Colorado and heading up towards southwestern Nebraska. So this will be the torch route today, and it does look like it should be a pretty dry and hot day. And as we take a look at the current temperatures for you, you can see it is 46 in Denver, Colorado. So like yesterday, it's a pleasantly cool morning, but it should be a very warm afternoon, and we are looking for just isolated storms out here. Most of the action should be farther off to the south. Well, that's the way it looks for the torch for today. Now let's check on the extended outlook, and here's Marshall with the details.
Thanks, Mark. Going to be a little change in the pattern, a little dip in the jet stream out west. Friday looks like there could be severe weather in the central plains. Here's why. We're going to have low pressure out ahead of that, and it's going to pull in moisture out of the Gulf of Mexico. There'll be a dry air punch from the southwest, colder air from Canada, all the ingredients that we need for the chance of severe weather. So Friday looks like here's where we'll be looking for it, and Nebraska and Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas, and into Missouri and Iowa. So Tuesday, we expect it to look like this. Heat goes on in the south. It'll be probably Wednesday to Thursday, a little later in the week, before we cool the southwest down to more near normal temperatures. In the Pacific Northwest, though, it will get cooler much quicker. And down the upper Midwest, over the Northeast, 50s and 60s. Toward the end of the week, we'll begin to pull the warmer air to the north and east, and that's going to make for a pretty nice day in Columbia, Missouri. For you in St. Louis on Wednesday, temperatures will be in the 80s. It'll be in the triple-digit figures down in southwest Texas, though. No relief here for the drought-plagued West Texas area and southeastern New Mexico. Look at the 70s in the northeast on Thursday. Not too tough to take. Finally, you get a taste of some warmer air. Unfortunately, there'll be a little bit of precipitation with it as well. But we're going to cool down the west as we build that trough to the west, and as the storms from the Pacific begin to head across the plains, it'll scatter some shower and storms in the Mississippi River Valley. They'll head to the east, and on Wednesday, there'll be scattered showers and storms in the upper Midwest, isolated storms down toward the Gulf Coast. Thursday and Friday, this is the setup now. We're going to expect just some isolated storms on Thursday, but remember the scenario for Friday, the possibility of severe weather out west. That's what we're going to be looking for toward the end of the week. But the good news is the southwest cools down. Mark?
All right, we're off to the airports now, and the good news for you early morning travelers, no current delays. The bad news, some pretty strong storms are firing up the plains where we do have a severe thunderstorm watch. And let's take a look at the radar briefly for you. And you can see the precipitation is blossoming here. It's pretty heavy thunderstorms southwestern Kansas and southwestern Oklahoma. Lighter rains moving through the Midwest and a pretty soaking rain in the Northwest. There'll be strong and maybe severe storms today out across the central and southern states. Lighter showers moving eastward across Kentucky and Tennessee, but a rather wet one if you're planning that business trip to Seattle or Portland, and there'll be some mountain snows too. Winds will be a bit active in the east and in the west, where you see the blue. Winds could gust in excess of 30 miles an hour. A little foggy this morning around the Red River Valley of the North.
Stay with us. We're going to take a look at the extended outlook again coming up pretty soon so that people get a handle on what's going on for the rest of the week.
All right, and maybe look at some of those severe storms.
Yes, indeed. Texas and Oklahoma.